The real question is, how does Justin Fields feel? How does he feel? G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. That's right. We're talking about feelings once again. I feel like I've been in this path already with the George Pickens, and George Pickens feels like he wants to go to another team. There were reports like a few months ago about George Pickens in his feelings of someone saying what he thinks they should do or what they feel like he wants to do for the Steelers. It's all nonsense. This time this year, it's all nonsense. So I appreciate you guys listening to me rant, me carry on about this kind of stuff. In June, and the next few hours, we're going to go live for about an hour or so and catch up with our Steelers community and Steelers fans out there. You guys know I'm not a media guy. I never be a media guy. All I want to do is be a fan and support the team. But I saw this article from Steelers. Let me get it correct. SteelersNation.com. Now, I've had a few funny ones over the years with SteelerNation.com, but this one almost tops the cake, right? Leanne Lohman, she puts an article out and says, notice that hashtag Steelers Justin Fields seems down during interviews. You're not the only one. And the little tagline, the truth behind Steelers Justin Fields seems miserable demeanor with the press. Now, let me clarify. Let me clarify one big thing. She isn't saying this, but still, she's writing an article based on that. Leanne Lohman isn't attacking, saying he's got a bad demeanor. She's just writing the piece about it. But does the piece really need to exist? And here's why. So you had the truth there come out. The truth behind Steelers Justin Fields' seemingly miserable demeanor with the press. All these taglines makes it sound like that Fields is depressed and doesn't want to be there and hates the Steelers and doesn't want to be quarterback number 2. Justin Fields, from what we know from what he has told the media and told Pittsburgh Steelers media, is that he wants to be. He chose the Steelers. He wanted to be traded to the Pittsburgh and Mike Tomlin's relationship and all that kind of stuff. And yes, he wants to. Of course, everybody wants to be number 1 quarterback. I do still think that Tomlin's going to choose Russell Wilson, and you'll have Fields come in some capacity and work out and I don't know, do certain things on the field where he might be used as a different kind of quarterback role. Maybe comes into the 3rd or 4th quarter. Maybe it's goal line set. Maybe when Russell Wilson gets injured, of course, he'll be quarterback number 2. But to judge someone, how they feel, how they look in the locker room, it should be based on football. It shouldn't be based on how does he feel. He's got a bad, some people just aren't pumped up. Russell Wilson's really pumped up, really excited, happy to be there. But some players, that's just their personality. They're not like that, right? So I think those taglines are really, really interesting to, clickbait the reader and try and get them fired up like I am now. Because with the first one here, Lohman says, have you noticed during Justin Fields seems down during interviews? You're not the only one. No, I've never noticed that. And second, the truth behind Steelers Justin Fields seemingly miserable demeanor with the press. First of all, he's talking to the press. The other day, Brooke Pryor had to go at Najee Harris because he wasn't talking to the press. And now it's Justin Fields that he's a stone face in there. And he's just like, yeah, well, maybe you're asking the wrong questions. Maybe that's it. Maybe you're asking the wrong questions. Now, this is what it is. So this is how this all came to be. So sometimes this was in the article. Sometimes Fields looks downright annoyed. It could just be his personality. Maybe he has to warm up to people before he feels comfortable. But it caught the attention of some fans out there. One who called up Pittsburgh Post-Gazette reporter Chris Carter. So here it is. One fan out there called up, and we've all got our opinions, called up Chris Carter and said, what do you think about Justin Fields? It doesn't seem like that he seems checked in, that he wants to be there. He doesn't seem very happy in the locker room, okay? So when he said that, he called up Chris Carter on Locked On Steelers, and Chris Carter told the fan that he wasn't the only person to notice Fields' behavior during the interviews. My question is, why have you grabbed all this data, all this, Steelers talk and made it into something where now I've even heard Steelers now, Alan Saunders talk about it and Zachary Smith talk about it. And everyone's like now, Justin Fields isn't happy to be there. These little things go from something really small to something really big. And then, of course, the next few days, they'll be ironed out. So the fan called up and said that. What do you think about it? It's a question. It's a legit question. Do you think Fields are checked in? And this was Chris Carter's response. He said he's not being super rambunctious, nor has he been over eager, cracking a lot of jokes, said Carter. But I ask you this, what does anyone expect of him right now? It's a good response by Chris Carter. What do you expect? Then he says, this is a guy who felt there was overlooked in the NFL draft in the first place. He wanted to prove in Chicago. Things just went poorly. Now he's on the verge of being back up for the rest of his career. He was thinking of he was going to be a franchise quarterback. That's exactly right. What do fans think? What do media think? That he's meant to be overly cheery and happy to be a quarterback number 2? I think it's overall nonsense. I think it starts from here, though, because Leanne Lohman had a go at me in the Twitterverse and said, it helps to read things so you know what you're talking about when passing judgment. Be well. Well, maybe you need to write clear titles. Maybe you need to write better articles that don't provoke something that says that paints a picture where Justin Fields is looking like he's the bad guy in the situation. Because with titles like this, with notice the Steelers, Justin Fields seems down during interviews, you're not the only one. I never noticed that. Not once. Not once I think Justin Fields is talking. Hang on. He's talking. He doesn't sound too happy. Maybe he hates Pittsburgh. I've never thought that in my life until you wrote the article. And the second one, this is like the hashtag line or the gotcha line. The truth behind Steelers Justin Fields' seemingly miserable demeanor. You're not telling me that provokes some action from fans to say, hang on, what are you doing? Are you just doing this for clicks? You doing this for clickbait? Are you trying to put an impression on us that Fields is miserable and his demeanor is terrible and that we should judge him off that fact? And then you're not happy from my judgment when I sent a tweet back to you, and it helps to read things so you're not talking about what you're passing judgment. But your whole article is passing judgment on a player, saying that he is downright depressed. Demeanor is low. He's not excited. He's not happy to be there, like Nate Herbig. The story's crap. The overall story will hopefully fade away in 2 or 3 days. My opinion to summarize this, my opinion on Justin Fields is he's quarterback number 2. They're going with Wilson. I wasn't overly a fan of bringing Fields in because I didn't think it was going to happen. I've got over 30 minutes of me saying that Fields won't be a Pittsburgh Steeler in the archives of Steelers Nation Australia video. Now, I could go back and get them all, but I can't be bothered. There's no point. So I've got that sense, right? I've got all that footage of me saying he won't be one because we still had Kenny Pickett. I didn't realize they're going to trade away Kenny Pickett. Next minute, they got Fields for a bag of chips, 6th-round pick, and here we are. Fields, quarterback number 2. Hopefully, he can get dealt some right cards and given a chance in the offense. And training camp is going to be a lot of fun. Russell Wilson, to me, is still the starter. But I don't go there and think, when I listen to interviews, does that player feel like, his demeanor is not the most impressive, or does he feel like he's sad? No, I try and stick to football sense. Like, I want to see him play football, like with Najee. I was really happy, and Najee is one of my favorite players now because he avoided the media. He doesn't want to deal with the crap. I bet you half the players in there don't want to deal with the leading drama questions that come out of this. So when you see those taglines, the truth behind Steelers Justin Fields seemingly miserable demeanor with the press. Well, stop asking crap questions. Ask some good questions. Maybe get behind and get to know him. Don't just stick a microphone in his face and demand answers or want certain things to happen. Maybe ask him about that. That's why I'll be successful on this platform, because I'm a fan first. I've gotten Merrill Hodge on the show. I've gotten Bryant McFadden on the show, B-Mac. I want to get other superstars and other legends. I'm trying to get 46 on the show. I want to talk to them as a human level, as a football player, black and gold Steeler, where a lot of reporters out there, and there are tons out there in Pittsburgh Steelers media. Not all of them, but a lot of them out there. There are some good ones out there that I watch and listen to, but a lot of them out there are always trying to feed for that extra narrative of like that extra story to push something that isn't there. And right now, we're in June 26. It's not there with this Justin Fields story. Makes absolutely no sense. I did not notice that. He's just a football player. He's answering people's questions. The fan base, if you think that he's checked out, I don't think he's checked out. I think he's checked in. He wants to be a Steeler. You can tell by actually, you know what will tell you? What will tell you is his work ethic. Coming in a training camp, his work ethic coming up to throwing footballs and learning from Russell Wilson just because someone talks quietly or maybe they're not showing emotion, it doesn't mean they're not feeling it in here, inside their body, their heart, their soul. They can still have that quiet demeanor. You don't need to be a massive locker room presence to show that you care for football, that you care for the team, that you want to be there. And that's what I think this article is talking about. The truth behind seemingly miserable demeanor. Why are we talking about his overall emotions, his feelings when football is just around the corner? Russell Wilson should be quarterback number one. He looks fantastic going into training camp. I just saw him run some sprints. He looks like he's checked in. He's vibing. He's ready to go. Justin Fields can hopefully get his career reboosted and good to go as well. I think these stories are absolutely nonsense. So when someone says you're passing judgment, that's what you do every single time you write an article. You're creating narratives, judgment of our players. I'm a fan first, trying to support this team. I support Wilson. I support Fields. I support Kyle Allen, the third quarterback. I support Reese. Who is the other bloke? The fourth quarterback, whoever that guy is. Let me double check. Reese, someone. Is he still there? Quarterback John Reese Plumley. I support him. All right, Steeler Nation. I will see you guys in about an hour's time. An hour's time, I'll see you guys for Steelers Live. See you later.
Here we go, Steelers! Here we go!